Hey YouTube, it's me, it's the man who likes to RANT, dropping a fresh VID for you today. And first of all, I want to apologize to everybody. I don't usually like to let 2 weeks go by without giving you guys some form of new video. However, with this weekend and the significance of both the shows I plan to cover, I thought it'd be well worth the wait. And if you notice, look at my face. Look, Rander's actually smiling. You know what that means, right? He must have seen something good, and see something good I did. Ladies and gentlemen, the fantasticness of NXT Takeover Dallas. Oh my gosh. Like, if I could get a hashtag started, it would simply be NXT greater than WWE right now, because while I do have a few complaints about the show, and I mean, they are minimal, they are nitpicky. They are about as thin as a piece of saffron spice, if you want the honest truth. And you know why NXT works right now? It's because Triple H tells simple stories that you can get behind, you can understand, and by the time everybody gets in the ring, the story that needs to be told is told. You know why the two people are fighting, you know what they're fighting for, and you can get behind one or the other, or both if that's your thing. I don't care. This was a fantastic show. So, let's get right into it. We start off with the defense of the NXT Tag Team Championship, featuring the hot young tag team of American Alpha, which is Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, versus Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, who have donned the mantle of the Revival, which I get, because they are... This match as a whole is a clinic as to how babyface tag teams and heel tag teams are supposed to act through the course of a matchup. I mean, Dash and Dawson made some excellent saves for one another. They halted a few tags for the babyfaces, stopping rallies. Unfortunately, this match would also have the botch of the night, as Dawson and Wilder were going for a combination flying clothesline, what I believe would have been into a powerbomb, but Wilder didn't get people up, didn't get Gable up high enough, or Gable ducked too early, and it ended up looking really bad, so much so they got the "you effed up" chant going. You effed up. You effed up. Well, yeah, they did, and they actually took a moment to acknowledge it, which was, I thought, rather comical. But, kind of surprised that Jordan and Gable went over and got the tag team title. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have new NXT tag team champions. Not because I don't think American Alpha is a good team. In fact, they are. But it's not unlike when Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin were together as the world's greatest tag team. Both have very good athletic ability. Gable certainly has more charisma than Jordan, but Jordan can be that guy that comes in and cleans house and is monstrous. In fact, I actually think Jordan is the better athlete of the two. Unfortunately, he is severely lacking in charisma. And if you notice, like, even when American Alpha is walking down the rampway to the ring, Gable is at least going along and high-fiving at least one section of the fans, although he's completely abandoning the other. And Jordan is just walking straight down the middle, not bothering to touch anybody. He's doing the, yeah, I'm fired up and I'm ready, but he's not making any effort to interact with the fans. And when you are being less charismatic than the extremely gifted Shelton Benjamin, you, sir, are doing something wrong. But I love the highs and lows of this match. Like, any tag team in the tag team division on the main roster, which we all know is a complete pile of shit right now, seriously, watch this match and then adapt the styles that these teams, both of them, used to fit your tag team style. Babyfaces should act like this, heels should act baby faces should act like American Alpha did, heels should act like the Revival did, and then adapt it, make it your own, because obviously we can't have everybody duplicating this or we get the same sense of, okay, same stuff, here we go. WWE is just trying to capitalize on NXT, but in this case, it would be a valuable tool for the young guys to watch. So, great way to start it off. Can you tell I'm actually flustered, but this was a great way to kick off the show, and this is just a small sample of what's going to come. Now, our next match would be Baron Corbin versus the actual in-ring debut of Austin Aries. Now, with Austin Aries, in a unique way, WWE is in a little bit of trouble, because I have seen Austin Aries' demeanor from his time in the Impact Wrestling promotion. He is very much like CM Punk. This is a good thing. I have no problem with this. However, if WWE makes the mistake of trying to push him to be the next CM Punk and not allow him to just be himself, you're setting this up for failure, and Austin Aries' impact will not be as great as you want it to be. Also, I don't know what it is with WWE lately, but whenever they have somebody debut and win, the ending to this match caught me completely off guard, because Austin Aries has two moves that I've seen him use in the few times I've seen him as a finisher, and that would be the Brain Buster and the Frog Splash. Both of these were perfectly capable of being executed on his opponent, which was Baron Corbin, which credit to Aries and Corbin for actually making Corbin work for more than 5 minutes compared to what he usually does on every NXT show every Wednesday. That made this match better, of course, but while it was a brilliant counter to the end of days for A-Double to roll up Baron Corbin into a sunset, I by no means expected a sunset flip counter out of a finisher to get the 3. I don't know what it is with WWE and putting the internet darlings, as they come to call them, and giving them roll-ups as their first victory. Shouldn't you want to establish their version of a finishing maneuver as the new thing that you have to watch out for? But you did it to AJ, you did it to Austin Aries, and I am willing to bet that somewhere Vince McMahon said, "Look at you. You're the size of what Yokozuna eats in a standard meal when he was alive. There's no way you could actually lift this man up and do those finishers, and we're not letting you do a frog splash because that would remind people of Eddie Guerrero. You know what, Vince? It's time to get over yourself. And plus, this is your son-in-law's product. If he wants people to hit a finisher, he should have full and complete control to do that." But this was a much better match than I was expecting, simply because nowadays any match I see that has Baron Corbin in it, guess what? I don't have very high expectations, and that usually goes on him because they're trying to make him into like a Goldberg-style character where he just goes out and beats you quickly. Except, you know, as much as I ragged on Bill Goldberg, Goldberg at least looked like a beast, and Corbin just looks like, he has a look on his face like, I don't give a shit, I don't want to be here, screw this match, just get it done. But, like I said, other than the fact that a sunset flip roll-up was used as a finisher, no real problems with this match, and the excitement just continues to build from there. Let's see, what was next? Oh boy, I've been waiting for this, because next we had Sami Zayn versus the debuting Shinsuke Nakamura, or Shinsuke Nakamura. Take your pick of those pronunciations. Either way, this is a case when you see this guy, Shinsuke Nakamura, of really not wanting to judge a book by its cover, and I'm probably gonna catch a lot of flack from this. But honestly, when I first saw the style of entrance that Nakamura had, I'm thinking, oh great, another Fandango, except this guy comes from Japan and probably doesn't speak the best of English, although we know he can. I was curious to see what strong style was, because I'm not as familiar with Shinsuke Nakamura as the rest of the internet community is. But I'm pleased to see that he incorporated the Japanese striking style in and threw some very unique kicks and punches. And the nice thing about watching Japanese wrestlers is the way they throw punches and kicks and chops. There's not a hard disconnect when somebody rocks back and you see someone stagger, because they really make it look like they attempted to take the guy's head off. And this was a fantastic match. I mean, I can't say enough. And I won't undersell Sami Zayn either, because he is a fantastic competitor, and he gave us his heart, his soul, his mind, his body, his spirit. Everything Sami Zayn could give was given. If I had one complaint on Nakamura's side, I thought his finisher, which was a running martial arts kick, which I believe he calls the Shazura or something like that. You can probably correct me down in the comments below, because I'm sure I'm saying that move wrong, and I do not intend to. With Nakamura here and the rest of the Balor / Bullet Club on their way, I'm really interested to see what WWE is going to do with everybody when they get here, which would be Gallows and Anderson and AJ Styles and Nakamura and Finn Balor. Having a revival of the Bullet Club, whether you call it the Balor Club or not, could be just the thing to pull WWE out of the ratings doldrums that they're in right now. That is provided if WWE doesn't try to polish the act of the Bullet Club all that much. I implore you, Vince, look at me. Look at me in the face. Right in the eyes. Look! Do not screw up the Bullet Club. I have waited far too long to see what these guys are all about. This will be my first chance. Do not mess it up. Just let them be them and keep your grubby little fingerprints away from your hot new stable that you went to all the trouble to recruit. The pieces are in place. Now just let them do their thing. Excuse me. My point of reference. Like I said, fantastic match. Some people were disappointed that Sami Zayn didn't go over. That's to be expected, because the debuting talent should win. Unless your name is Sting, apparently, but we've already covered that giant heap of disappointment. Let's see what was next. Oh, the Women's Championship. That's right, folks. If you care about women's wrestling, you don't want to watch Raw. You don't want to watch SmackDown right now. They don't care about women. All they care about is parading Charlotte and Ric Flair out there, because they are the cock of the walk. I'm hoping that changes at Mania this year, but as it stands right now, the WWE Women's Division in the main shows is nothing more than a one-woman show, and it's already gone stale. However, on the NXT roster, they actually care about women's wrestling, and it was featured prominently in what I'm calling the co-main event, in which we saw that lovable scamp Bayley take on, quite frankly, my favorite female wrestler on the roster right now, in Asuka. Not Asuka, it's Asuka. I'm begging someone... You know what? I never thought I'd say this. This is a rarity. Mark this down in my videos, ladies and gentlemen. But I am begging for Michael Cole to call one of Asuka's matches, just so you can finally hear how this woman's name is supposed to be pronounced, so the NXT announcers can get it right. Because they're just copying the Englishman William Regal when he calls it Asuka. I'm like, can you not see there's a U? Anyway, I've ragged on William Regal's English long enough. Fantastic match. I mean, anytime one would get the advantage over the other would fire up and come right back. And this should be proof to WWE that you don't always have to have one person as the babyface and one person as a heel. They can both be likable babyfaces, and they can go out and put on a hell of a match, and the crowd will be into it. Dueling chants back and forth. Yes chances all the way around. It was fantastic. I'm really happy with the ending because I wanted Asuka to win. Like I said, she's my favorite, so of course you're going to be partial to your favorites. I do think they did right by Bayley in allowing her to simply pass out from the pain of the Asuka lock, so she can come back and say, yeah, I didn't quit, my body quit on me. This will set up the rivalry, because I'd much rather see these two go at it again than, from what I hear, the rumored plans are for Bayley would be for her to head to the roster and be a female John Cena. And I ask you at this point, WWE, does your main product actually need a female John Cena? Because I really don't think that Bayley has it in her to be the polarizing character. I think she'd be fantastic as the lovable babyface who will beat all the odds and be nice to you while doing it. That can work because it has worked. If you try to make it where half's gonna cheer and half's gonna boo, I don't think she has the mental fortitude right now to be able to take that. And Bayley, if by chance you ever listen to this, not that you would, it would be fantastic if you went out and proved me wrong. But Asuka hooks in the Asuka lock, Bayley passes out, and Asuka is your women's champion. And we finish up the night. That's another thing I like about these NXT events. Very simple cards, very straightforward, easy to read. Great setup. We finish up the night with a rematch from NXT Takeover London of Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. This match could have been a lot better if the referees and health officials would stop interfering at the very first sight of blood. It happened from an accidental headbutt during a match. Look, I know in WWE PG land, there's apparently no room for blood. And I know you're trying to protect your wrestlers from things like HIV and this, that, and the other. I get it. I understand, and your intentions are good. But as I've said before on my channel, you can't discount the amount of drama that the strategic use of blood loss can have on a match. Plus, it kills your match's momentum and the in-ring stories that you're trying to tell, which WWE says is so important these days. Those kind of things are killed when there is constant stoppage to clean a cut that you can't get to stop bleeding. It tells a much greater story when someone gets cut, is then turned into the ultimate blood and guts warrior, and is forced to fight through it. How many great wrestlers, from Hulk Hogan to Ric Flair to Shawn Michaels, have lost pints and pints and pints of blood in your ring, and you did nothing to stop them? You could say, well, the Attitude Era played a part in that. Well, the Attitude Era, while it doesn't need to come back in full force, these are aspects that should be reintroduced to the modern audience, because we all grew up on blood loss, and if you're worried about it affecting us psychologically, one of two things need to happen. Either parents need to do their job and keep little Johnny and little Samantha away from watching such things if they don't want their children seeing blood, or you need to go back and say, you know what? We do things that parents might be uncomfortable with their children watching. But you know what? If it gets our prize demographic back to us, if it gets our ratings up, that's what we're going to do, because we strive to be the best for our fans. While this was a perfectly good matchup, including watching Joe fly and Balor just brought the fight. I love the story of, Joe hitting Balor with his best shot, the Muscle Buster, and hooking in the Nikita Clutch, aka his version of a sleeper. It was a fantastic story. I loved it. I didn't like the ending they went with, just because it's like they asked Balor and Joe, what was your favorite finish of WrestleMania of all time, and they went to WrestleMania 8 in the Roddy Piper-Bret Hart Intercontinental title match, where Piper hooked on the sleeper and Bret kicked off the ropes and got a pin. I thought that was rather anticlimactic. It might have been nice to see Joe get the title. I certainly hope that, since the rumor is that Samoa Joe is going to be headed to the main roster, I hope they don't dumb down his gimmick, and I hope they allow people to continue to chant, Joe's going to kill you. This just fits his style. This is who Samoa Joe is. And by bringing him into the company, you're saying, WWE, that you accept that, and you want him here because you recognize he could be a draw. And as long as you don't interfere with his gimmick and try to make him too kid-friendly, it'll be just fine. Trust me, your viewers are more resilient than you think. Beg your pardon. Like I said, Balor kicks off the rope. I don't even know what to call it. He did an inverted springboard bridge into a pin for the 1-2-3. Nice ending, good use of the ropes. A little anticlimactic for my taste, but on the whole, oh my gosh, this was a fantastic show. Easily my best candidate for pay-per-view of the year to this point. And I just have to say that this is going to be a tough act for Mania to follow, and it already was, because Mania's card is shaped up to be crap. Thank you guys for waiting for this video. I would love to hear some of your favorite NXT moments from any time in the show's existence down in the comments below. If you like this video, do what Dusty Rhodes would do. Pull out your big elbow, put on a big elbow pad, and drop one on that like button. It really helps my channel grow. Thank you to all my new subscribers I've got. Randall, get off the soapbox. I'll see you guys with my review of Mania after Sunday. Hope you guys take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.